evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Sunday night. Hopefully you've had yourself a good weekend. I know my weekend has actually been very unproductive. No, honestly, most of the time I've actually been sitting down and doing research and doing the essentials, preparing taxes, and all that other fun stuff. Yes, fun, enjoyable. Although I did watch a lot of Total Biscuit's stream over about him playing through a little bit of Mass Effect Andromeda. Apparently people who got the early access are allowed to stream for about 10 hours, and it looks like he actually did, for the most part, stream that. And it's interesting, though, that, you know, obviously, you know, I think he'll easily agree that, you know, and he easily did criticize the errors in animation. No, it's not even errors in animation, actually. No, actually, yes, actually they are. The errors in animation stuff, those are actually being overblown. But he minimalizes it because there are more important things. You know, first off, you have to actually have the game functioning, working, keeping up proper frame rate, making sure the game won't crash. You know, those are very critical. However, something that gets underplayed is, and I think that is important, that because a lot of people, the public, your average consumer, does not have access to the game yet. I think it's very important to note that why those small things, why it's basically become a meme and it's going to be overlooked. All this, something as important as art direction and how great the game looks graphically, and why the game looks so bad is because it actually destroys any sort of seriousness or tone the game actually needs to set for it to actually be taken seriously. This is not like Mass Effect Andromeda is not Battle Block Theater by any means. It is a game that is supposed to be a space action drama, and it's hard to take that seriously when the art direction, the art assets have been created, and you're going to be looking at constantly do anything but achieve that. So it's very different. So it's very important, actually, even though as shallow as that is, and there are more important things than Mass Effect Andromeda. Like I said, he was Total Biscuit knows things like errors in frame rate drops, had even frame rate just tanking, even though he has a high-end computer and such. Even the most shallow thing, like the art and the animation stuff, is very critical towards the success of a game, and it should rightfully be criticized, because how can you take a story that wants to be taken seriously when your character's animations in Mass Effect Andromeda look like an abomination? Like, it might be a better animation style existing in another game, but not in Mass Effect. Hey, how's it going, Soulman Kirby? How are you doing tonight? Actually, let's actually jump on in here. I was taking time here, enjoying looking at Symmetra skin, lamenting how I don't actually have, because I ran out of credits and I wasn't really active during the lunar loot boxing, that I didn't get this skin, which is very unfortunate. Honestly, it's a really good looking skin. I'm biased towards red, but we got this red skin, which is also just as nice. So, gonna continue on from last night here and continue our competitive play. I think we can get 5 more matches done within the 2 hours. We went through 5 matches easily in an hour and a half. You're a little tired? Yeah, I know. That's how I've been feeling for pretty much all day. I have been tired myself. Gathering your energy for the week ahead. I know. Well, I hope you get your energy. Hope you get to sit back and relax and get your energy. Probably need... If anything, actually, probably both you and I need to exercise a little bit more. Get that blood pump, get that heart pumping. And probably a better sleeping schedule, because my god, after watching Beastly... Oh, god almighty, I don't know why. It was a train wreck. I wanted to go to sleep, but I couldn't look away, and I realized I had the desktop audio muted. It's a nightmare watching that game. Oh god. The sad part is, like, it's not even like they did a bad job. It's that they're stuck with, you know, the material they were given to work with. And it'll be very interesting to actually interview people like that and how much they're actually learning about, you know, about actually developing a game, you know. Let's see here. Lucia, Reinhardt, Soldier. So double support's already done. More than anything, I just want a job. I've been having bad luck with it. A lot of people have been having very bad luck with applying for jobs. I know that fight. A lot of people know that fight personally, and it's a very difficult. It is a very, very difficult fight. Let's see. You know what? Let's do this. This is going to be a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. Using a McCree, but alright. Because a lot of it is
99 pace, 99 dribbling, 99 making this move. Good.
A lot of effort comes from networking. You really have to spend a lot of your time just networking, getting to know people, or building up your skill set. You know, if you're just looking for a day job, okay, great, you can find one. You know, hopefully a temp agency might work. A lot of temp agencies might not work. It really depends on your location and what your current skill set is. Another piece is just simply go into business for yourself. Like, if you have a specific skill set, you can become a contractor. And of course, Symmetra.
Easy.
Damn it. So that's where she put her stuff. Probably should play something else, actually. I'm gonna do something really dumb. Because I'm not actually good at McCree. I'm terrible at McCree. I'm a terrible shot.
I am ready to resurrect you.
But yeah, if anything though, it's getting a job is very difficult.
Find that damn teleporter.
Healing boost.
Really? That's a one shot. I should have just ran, honestly, once I saw the road they had a roadhog. That's what I should have done. These guys need... I know, pretty much like it's at a point right now where we're relying on...
I am ready to resurrect you.
Alright.
Securing the objective. Our enemies have a teleporter. Put you in my sights.
Nothing's better than firing a Gatling gun like this.
Our enemies have a teleporter.
Wait, that actually resulted in hits? What? Alright. Well, nobody's killing... We actually are gonna lose this, aren't we? I think the problem is that the industry I'm wanting to get into, the video game industry. Video game industry is not...
Second the objective. Come on.
Getting into the video game industry is almost nigh impossible these days. Because it really does depend on where you actually live.
This objective has my name written all over it.
You know, you shouldn't be so much focused on industry as building a skill set to let yourself be qualified to work in that industry. And one of the downsides about working in the video game industry is that it's very limiting. It's very you know, well, I don't want to simply just say incestuous, but it's just limiting in who is determined as qualified. Let's get rid of that. Let's also take care of that. I'm impressed. Damn it! Alright.
My thanks.
Sniper, check your head.
My ultimate is ready. Let's do this.
Oh, you missed. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh no. Either not enough means or the opening requires skill sets. Here's the thing: if you, regardless, if you actually have the requirements, like if requirements is something like years in an industry, still apply.
Get the lead out and move this payload.
If the requirements are something to the effect of, like demanding that you have, you know, X amount of, you know, X skills, you know, X experience with programs,
I am ready to
then okay,
provide.
yeah, you know, then you'll need, what you need to do, you need to actually learn how to use those programs. Hi guys, how's it going?
The payload is in my charge. Let us move it.
Alright, this is actually not helping. This is not helping the team at all.
60 seconds. Heroes never die.
Alright! Nope. Rez just to die again. Rez just to die again. I don't know why I'm picking defense heroes. This is actually really dumb.
We need to get the payload moving. Pick up the pace.
Among you.
But yeah, you shouldn't limit yourself in scope. Like I said, you need to focus on building your skills and experience with software and applications, and most importantly, ways
Don't tolerate defeat. Get on the attack now.
to promote yourself. Of course, I get slept and hooked at the same time. The problem is we don't need a Reinhardt. Like, Reinhardt's a really great defensive hero, but if your team is not willing to move forward, there's no point. That's the problem with Reinhardt on offense. Like, you're much better off.
Special deliver. Go.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I've got you in my sights.
Nope. I can't hang on to that for that long. But yeah, you need to focus on building your experience with programs, publishing works, and if you can't get a job in that industry itself, that's not a bad thing in itself. You just need to focus on getting employed, because it's a lot easier to get a job when you have a job than not having a job at all. And if you can't get, here's the thing, there's other ways to get experience, is by simply creating your own projects or volunteering in organizations. Once again, that's the reason why you really want to try and volunteer is to network. You know, find things locally, find things, and that's, if anything, is actually a really hard part is,
The true
you know, you've got to find what's around your neck of the woods. And if it doesn't exist, then yes, you do actually have to create it in some way, shape, or form. That's very normal. They want people who are, like, it's it's kind of their own downfall, a lot of companies doing that, because they just want, you know, they want the most amount of, you know, the most bang for their buck. People don't really want to train people anymore. The knowledge is out there to effectively learn and do almost anything.
I love your new
The
album.
downside is because of that, you need to, you know, just having the education is no longer enough. You know, you need to actually network with those people, communicate to those people. If there's some people you want to get to know, you need to go out of your way and actually get and involve yourself in their life.
Hello.
Defend objective A.
Projecting barrier.
Oh, really? What is going
This
on
will
here?
protect you.
Alright.
I will shield us.
Thank you.
That was
Alrighty, that's not good.
my turret was destroyed. From light into being.
I am ready to resurrect you.
What? Oh, they had their goddamn mercy. God damn it. Like, I'd hate to relate it to yesterday's stream because I gave a very long diatribe regarding a person who effectively created nothing but trash content.
Teleporter online. We move swiftly. Defend the objective. Sentry deployed.
Healing food.
Projecting barrier. My defenses are weakened. Enemy my teleporter has been destroyed. The way is closed.
Anchor that monkey down.
Align defense system. This will protect us.
My ultimate is ready. Let's do this.
But to relate it to yesterday's stream, there's this person I talked about. His name was Destiny, and all his entire crew is creating trash content and antagonizing people. Like he doesn't, you know, and by antagonizing people, he then argues, not debate, not have a conversation with, but argues with people.
Affirmative.
And
Now show them.
these are people who are experts in their field. They are artists. They are people who are not even really experts. Also, the armchairs. A lot of armchairs, actually. And he argues against them, and because he'll often win those, because he'll do nothing but interrupt and,
Sentry turret placed.
you know, be overall generally rude to a person.
My sentry was destroyed.
That is impressive.
From light into being.
That is impressive.
Creating a barrier.
When he whom the wicked must break you.
My ultimate is ready.
Deployed.
Oh, I can't believe I got that. I can't believe I got that at the last second. Let's see here. Creating might be your only option. Switching locally won't do you any good for volunteer work since I can't afford to stay where I am for much longer. Yeah, that's very normal for a lot of people in this day and age. Circumstances are bad for me right now. I'm trying to just get somewhere. You gotta reach out to temp agencies and such too. It's not. No one has an easy answer. It's never an easy answer for anyone.
Turret online.
I'm ready to
My
initiate
shield
self-destruction.
my shield generator has been destroyed.
Oh, come on. Really?
Turret in place. Intruder detected.
Goddamn break.
Photon barrier deployed.
Activating self.
Defenses in place.
Mecha activated.
That was gonna be bad. But yeah, like unless you have family who can help you in time of need, or really good friends, depending how old you are, it's never easy. You know, someone like Destiny has no problem because Destiny was a former pro StarCraft 2 player, and that's the most important thing. He has himself a viewership, a very fanatical viewership, because he basically is a destructive force. Like, if you want to know the whole... okay, perfect example, actually. I'm sure you probably saw the whole JonTron thing. The reason why JonTron is now being portrayed as, some villain or some racist is because of that It's not even debate, it's an he argued with them. Argued against Destiny. And because JonTron is terrible at actually talking, he really is. He's terrible at having conversations. He's terrible at debating. He's terrible at formulating an argument, because, once again, a lot of these people who've actually made a lot of money through YouTube and such, they never went to college. They never actually got any sort of formal education. They not even like a basic college, community college level education. Not taking classes on argumentation, debate, how public speaking, or any such skills. So when it comes to actually talking about topics that are easily way beyond their reach, they don't know how to actually give an actual response to it, because they're not, none of those people are experts. Destiny's not an expert, and yet he's a person who's espousing that he knows the world's solutions. Like, he knows how to fix everything. Oh, it's easy. Oh, you're an artist and you can't make a lot of money on YouTube? Oh, well, you must be a failure. And at the turn of a cheek, when the person stands up to him, he has no problem basically portraying himself like a victim, while all the while bullying said industry and animators. But it says here, let's take a look here. Your biggest problem is that you're raised on this idea I'd be able to jump into my dream job right away. A lot of people were fed that these days. We're all fed that. The reality is, the hard reality is you really gotta, you have to network, you have to get to know the right people, and you have to actually build up a skill set and promote yourself as that person who has that skill set that can do the job. And that's not always easy. I mean, someone like oddly enough, someone like an animator, or in this day and age, someone like a lot of people on YouTube who do nothing more than reactionary videos. They're able to do it because they're effective, people like that, they're making trash content. They see what happens in the day, and they just espouse their opinion as if they were some sort of expert. The reality is they're not. They have no sort of formal education, and often they're simply saying what they believe. They are saying their opinion, but there's no actual anything in terms of their opinion. There's nothing they say that actually backs it up. Yeah, no, JonTron can't articulate his thoughts unless he takes the time and sits down and writes it down. God damn it, I've been... Really? Damn it. Hang on, I gotta actually take a look at this guy. I hope he's played a lot of Symmetra. Oh, come on, I'm at 60 hours. Oh, that is... Well, this is a problem. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Well, we kinda need another tank, don't we? Shoot. This is not gonna go. And, having a higher education in that sense is actually great, but what really matters in this day and age is not so much how intelligent you are, but what you can do, and how efficiently you can do said task. That's why I said it's important to just build up your skill set and make your portfolio that way, and get involved and network with people who work in that industry.
leaving without that gauntlet.
Hello.
So, like I said, I don't know where you are, and you know, starting out is always going to be the hardest thing. Everyone has basically been taught. You know, everyone gets a trophy. Everyone gets, you know, a participation trophy and all that stuff, but they never actually really taught how to actually do anything. You know, because a lot of skills have been...
Enemy in my sights.
We have to stop them.
No, 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 no. Come on, come on. I can't believe I got the knockdown. That was nice. What's that? Stop that.
Hello.
So... I have no problem firing at will. I have no problem.
Mecha activated.
There we go.
I'm back in the fight. Thank you.
I don't really know anyone in history where I got your master's in Georgia Tech, so that's not really good. There's no such thing as a gaming college. There is no such thing as a gaming college. The only thing that matters is if you got a degree in programming and what you were doing with that degree. What products have you actually been creating? I will give you all. More than happy to give you all of your damage. You know, 2 or 3 people. Well, then, you know, like I said, take the time and start talking to people. Start talking to, you know, send them an email and ask, like, hey, can I talk to you? Can I do anything? You know, how can you...
No one can hide from my sight.
Can you actually take some time and, like, take a look at some work? You know, here's an idea I have. That's not good. What the heck was that?
Get these jokers off my point. Down.
Indie developers who don't need... It's not about them directly hiring you, either. Like, you know, like I said, it's about networking and asking them... You know, it's like, what, you know, do you know of anyone? It's you know, it's not just simply trying to get a job through them, it's getting a job or a reference from them. Like, if you have someone who can help you out and get yourself a job, then hey, great, even better.
Protect the shields generator.
Tactical visor activated.
All systems checked out.
Really? Oh, this is interesting.
Helden sterben nicht.
Tactical necessity.
I can say right now, I'm pretty sure they have no
Everyone's out of
networks.
time.
You never know. You never know unless you ask. Take the time, write the email, and ask them. That's funny. That's hilarious. You don't know unless you take the time and write the email. You know, if you've gotten to know them, then they know people who you can talk to. Ask questions. You know, ask if they know of any opportunities. Or if you're actually unsure what you could be doing with your degree, ask them. You know, ask them, you know, it's like, or ask for any of ideas that you might know of. Like, they you know, like I said, it's not an easy solution. You know, I would, you know, unlike Destiny, who has no doubts in his mind, which makes him a very dangerous and destructive person. It's not something you could just instantly turn over into success. Nothing will ever be immediate, and this is my first time actually looking at the changes in the airport. Not a lot of changes, honestly.
Even here, I feel an outcast.
Not a lot of changes.
All systems operational. Diva,
No, I agree with
ready
you,
for
actually. It
combat.
really does hurt, and it makes looking and applying for a job very difficult when you get nothing but rejections or you don't really hear anything back. It's very disheartening. And I definitely understand that you need to pace yourself. You need to pace yourself. You can't just be on a grind doing one singular thing.
Standing around.
You've got to you gotta space it all out. You gotta space out, taking your time, learning a new skill set, or if you have a skill set that can create something, or you can show people that you have a certain skill, then you need to take the time and you need to do that. You need to actually, create content. But at the same time,
Shoot down.
you also need to actually take a moment and
Take the objective.
hang on a second. I'm actually a little lost in thought here.
APM 좀 올려볼까?
Alright, so that's their turret. Alright. Wow, that was dead on pacing. If you don't have a skill set, then you need to take the time and you need to then study. You need to study and
Diva re-engaging.
then you need to study and build up that skill set and get yourself a certification. So, for example, be it big or small.
Enemy turret ahead. Time to raise my APM. This objective has my name written all over it.
Teleporter online.
Enemy turret ahead. Taking the point. Don't worry, I got it. Bailing out.
Damn it, the turret! I didn't notice it. And you also need to spend some time networking.
Protect the teleporter.
Are there certifications favorable in the video game industry? Is there one out? I think your scope is too small. You need to focus wider. Like, if anything, that would be something I would ask those independent game developers, and because there are professional certification out there in almost every industry. Game development's a little different, I think, but the foundation, though, and like what makes a person qualified are the same. They exist. So that explains why I was able to actually we were able to win. Like, for example, a lot of people who do office work, the real difference between those who can get a job in office work and those that can't are those who often, if you had to choose between a person who has certifications and a person who doesn't, something as simple as just having, like, I have my Microsoft Office certification in Excel, in Access, in PowerPoint, in Word, makes a huge difference. Huge difference in who they're going to consider to be the more qualified candidate. Now, obviously, there's still, most importantly, the interview part, and once again, that's a relation and networking of who they actually know. Because the most important factor of getting any job or being considered for a job is how well you can actually get along with people. And actually, it's not even that. It's not even how well you can get along with people. It's how well they think you will get along with people. And that's why that interview, that's why the interview always exists. They want to get to know your personality. They want to get to know what your skill set is, what your experience is. And most importantly, they want to get to know your personality. And if you don't really have a good personality, yeah, finding a job in itself is going to be almost nigh impossible, no matter what industry it actually is. But as for certifications, though, like medical, for example, there's medical insurance and billing certifications. So once again, I know this has no relation to the gaming industry, but yeah, you would need to do research. Yeah, that's what I was actually getting to. I personally don't know what certifications you get in related towards computer science in terms of game design, but yes, getting certifications in programming languages can help you. It's not going to be the big ticket solution into getting a job. The big ticket solution into getting a job in the gaming industry is, if anything, and I'm sure if you talk to your friends, or actually if you know of anyone who knows someone who's worked in the industry at almost any level, because a lot of people get their foot in the door by doing QA. They do QA. They do quality assurance. And that's the unfortunate part about the gaming industry, is that that's the basic entryway for a lot of people. And that's not really helpful. Because why would an artist want to spend years doing QA when they don't have any sort of skill set that's related towards doing QA? And QA is very important. When you have bad QA, you see something like Mass Effect and Andromeda. But yes, you're right. If you would definitely want to check to see if there's certifications for something like C++ or Java. You want to do that. What you also want to do, though, is, and this is the other most important thing, you need to create something. You need to create something, and you need to be able to prove that you know what you're doing. You need to prove that you can publish a game. Have something, no matter how big or how small, that you can develop a game.
Think you can keep up with me?
And that's probably actually one of the most important things a lot of people involved in the game industry is, what can you actually create? Are you actually a doer? Because there's a lot of people who say they can do something, they may have the formal training of it, they may even have the certifications, but when you're actually sitting there in that computer chair or in that interview, you need to show them that you can actually do something, that you know that you can actually create a quality product. So I would definitely, if you definitely already have like your degree, that's a good start. But I would also take the time and take a look to see what actually is out there.
Much better.
That's something a lot of people end up missing, actually.
Turret in place. My turret was destroyed.
My ultimate is charging. Let's get this moving.
Come on, damn it. It was reloading! That was a moment where that guy needs a charge. I also need to reference the documentation. I'm using all the time, I'm sure. No, don't worry about that part. What I would actually tell you in that regards there, Soulman Kirby, is...
Shield generated online. You are protected for a price.
Like I said, when you have, like I said, you can have all the education in the world, but if you don't have the experience or you don't have something you can point to people. If you are a programmer, build yourself a website. You don't have to, like, not even, like, it doesn't have to be a complex website either. Just make a website. Make a nice, simple website that has your brand, your company, you know, your individual name.
Shield generator online. Defense matrix established.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Intruder detected. Damn! My shield generator is under attack. My shield generator has been destroyed.
I'm a little confused on that.
I've got you in my sights.
Creating a barrier.
Ah, damn it.
Damn it.
You need to make a website or something. I just lack any actual creativity. If you lack creativity, or if you need help creating art assets, then what you need to do there is start talking to an artist. You know, if you need help building a design or a structure of it, talk to an artist. You know artists.
My ultimate ability
You easily can talk to Smash Tunes, and I'm sure there's plenty of other artists.
Projecting a barrier.
That ain't good. That isn't good. Alright, time to actually get serious here.
Damn it.
The best possible I have demo is I made as part of a
Just
school
saying,
project
expensive
is perhaps a
still.
splash work have I done. Busy on coding it. If you've created anything or been part of a creation of something, you need to promote that. That should be something on your website. That's something that's a person should be able to download it. A person should be able to try it out. And a person should be able to assess what you've actually created.
It'll take more than that.
Like, you know artists who can... You know artists that you know that you can just simply ask for a basic level of help. And saying, hey, I need help creating this website. I need help on the structure of said website.
Easy.
Damn it. I've got you in my sights.
Oh, damn it, not again. If you have something that you've created, and it has gotten a, you know, not even an award, but just something. You know, like, hey, I made this, you know, while, you know, this was published this year. Can you download it off the Google Play Store, or can you download it off whatever, you know, or if it's something that you just made on your PC, then hey, then, you know, show it. Always show your work. Don't tell people what you've made, show people what you've made. Ah, he lets out of the shield last second. We don't need... Reinhardt on offense is not really that great. Reinhardt on offense is terrible.
My ultimate is ready. Go.
The reason why Reinhardt is terrible on offense is, although he has a shield, he's not mobile enough. It's a mobility issue. It's always going to be a mobility issue.
Heroes never die. For a
Into
price.
the iris.
Enemy
I've got you in my sights. Unstoppable. We must move the payload.
Yeah, no, don't play Reinhardt on offense ever. He's a great hero. He's a gold standard, but man, he is bloody terrible once you get past when you need to constantly move. It wasn't even published. It was Unity demo. Publish the demo. Finish the demo.
This is it.
Wow, that was impressive. Then you need to take the time and create something. You know, have the demo. Like, have that on your website. Definitely have that on your website. Say, this is something I've worked on and was created in school. If it's a demo, it's a demo. It's fine. It's a demo. but you need to then create something else.
Prepare your defenses. Select your
Take it, take the time, and give yourself a couple hours a night. Let's just say actually right now, what you're watching me right now, this could actually be your time, like 2 hours a night, work on creating something. Better yet, stream yourself creating that something. Yes, I said stream yourself doing so, or actually even better, just simply record yourself. Record yourself going through the process. Like, plan it all out, what you want to create, and remember, think small. Think small, think something that, if you can think of something that people will want to, if it wants to be if it's going to be a game, then make it a game. If you can think of something that someone would actually want to use, in terms of, like, streaming and such, go ahead, make that. Reach out to people on Twitter and such. Like I said, if anything, the best thing you can do is sit down with either a pen and paper, or if you have some sort of, notebook application in, some notebook application on your mobile phone, whatever is most comfortable for you.
Stop the payload.
Then do that. It's just as important as much as we need to waste time as it is actually using our time to building a portfolio. This is actually part of the reason why I stream. This is me actually building some sort of portfolio. I am here. People can see what kind of personality I have. They know what kind of person I am.
Sentry was destroyed.
They know what I can actually do, at least in terms of gameplay. They know how my personal thoughts, my experiences. They know what kind of person I am.
Photon barrier. Barriers on you. Go. Creating a barrier.
I completely.
Sentry turret placed.
Healing enough.
I will shield you. My ultimate is almost ready. Shield matrix established. From light into being.
My ultimate is ready.
Stream it, or just simply record yourself doing it. Make it a vlog. Make it a daily vlog. Make it a focused daily vlog. Make it a project that people will actually want to consume. They'll want to watch. They'll want to watch the process. They'll, I know the words "fake it till you make it" exist, but if you have a master's degree, you clearly haven't faked it. The important part is, though, is that you can actually show people what you can do. Now, it doesn't have to be too elaborate either. You could, obviously, yes, you might want to consider physically showing yourself and what you look like to the world, in which, yes, then, your physical appearance and your set, your office, be it, will matter. But make it a controlled environment for you to be, most importantly, be productive. You don't need to be, some sort of online entertainer like John. You don't need to be funny. You need to, or if anything else, even better, you can just simply record yourself doing the work, and you can do post-commentary. Break down the process of what you have done.
You look tired.
Damn it. This is not good, not good.
Heroes never die.
Yep.
This will protect
That's not good.
Don't worry, my friends.
Photon barriers deployed. Defenses in place.
My ultimate is ready.
They can find in the game I really like and see me. Then do that. That's another good thing. The person who, I believe there's a person who works for PC Gaming, or the website. He was actually a person who made the Dark Souls mod fix. If there was a mod, there was Dark Souls 1 on the PC, only runs at 30 frames per second. Now, for me, that's fine. I have no problem dealing with said issue. But there are plenty of people like Total Biscuit who find playing at anything less is unacceptable.
Projecting a barrier.
You know, it's unacceptable. It's not helpful in any way, shape, or form. Well, that was scary.
Creating a barrier.
And if you have an idea in any way, shape, or form, sit down and write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on your phone. You know,
My ultimate is ready.
make a to-do list. The more you write stuff down and have it be in front of you, physically in front of you, the more it'll help.
Aligning defense system.
That's not good.
Heroes never die. For a price. Barrier is on its way.
At worst, I take a simple idea and use it to make something new for a game to enrich the experience that show my abilities. Exactly. If you have an idea, sit down, write down what the main concept is, and break it down. Break it down in an outline format, break it down into whatever, a bubble chart, whatever would help you best organize your thoughts. And do it right now. If you are thinking of these things right now, you need to sit down and write them down right now.
Pass into the iris.
That was definitely a lifesaver. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter how big or how small your project, your product is. It could be a mod. It could be,
It's nice to
you know, it could be a full-on game and stuff. Anything and everything you create should be something that you would want to promote and help build your portfolio. Because you're a game, remember, you're a programmer. You're not just a game programmer, you're a programmer. You have learned skills to, you know, to actually take a piece of code and create something with it. Now what that is up to you. And you should get involved in communities that actually are involved in involved in that. It doesn't have to be so specific as such as gaming, but you can take that time and put it towards networking and getting involved in forums, both big and small. It doesn't just have to be about video gaming. It could just be about programming in general. Like, for me, the reason I stream, I enjoy playing games, and I'm focused on, I want to beat my backlog and such. I've got so many games. Nowhere near amount of John or Tom or anything like that, but I want to be able to sit down and play through these games and, enjoy them. This is my time to de-stress. This is my time to, put focus on a game. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm a decent Overwatch player. I consider myself to be better than most people I know. I'm not a great player. I'm not a master level player. I'll just like I said, you'll figure it out, but most important thing, the thing you need to do right now is just to write the stuff down. Write it down right now and deconstruct it.
Don't just stand around. Do something.
And give yourself a to-do list. Give yourself a schedule if you can.
Overwatch. I'll put an end to your sad story.
And that's how it works,
Aligning defense system.
Because if we want to be honest, in terms of just simply playing games is just trash content. Doesn't really help much.
Sentry turret
Very few people create meaningful gaming content. Total Biscuit, creates first impressions content. Okay, he's a critic. He focuses on what works and what doesn't work about the game, and in his personal opinion, his personal experience. Although I find his ability to go over tech to be much more important.
Instancing photon barrier.
I don't know why I did that. That was actually dumb.
My sentry was destroyed. Turret in place. This will protect us.
That's impressive.
Intruder detected. From light into being. This will protect you.
Rest in peace.
Photon barrier deployed. Shield matrix established. This will protect us.
No, that was not good.
Bad guys. Heads up.
Shield generated.
Damn it, Lena. You know, the most important thing for you, though, right now
I will correct my
is just
mistakes.
to create anything. That should be your goal, is to create anything and publish anything. You know, and just because, like I said, the streaming is just an additional idea. It doesn't have to be the main focus or anything like that. You could do one night, say it's like, I need to just sit down and de-stress, and I'm just going to show myself playing video games. That's fine. That's okay.
I will correct my mistakes.
You don't need to instantly change the world immediately. You just need to change it one idea at a time and slowly change how you live your life that way.
Aligning defense system. Projecting a barrier.
That ain't good.
My sentry was destroyed.
That's even more impressive.
Photon barrier deployed.
What?
That was awesome. This will protect us.
Turret deployed. This will protect you.
I'm gonna guess that's the... Oh, says the Genji.
Defenses in place. Creating a barrier.
That ain't good.
My son will never die.
Nope. Like I said, your goal right now should just be publishing anything. Build the infrastructure that you need to succeed. You will need to take the time to build. Let's do this.
Shield generator online. Defense matrix established. Sentry turret placed.
Like I said, it won't be easy. I can tell you that much. But just take the time and do what you can.
Instancing photon barrier. Perfect alignment.
Like I said, you having the skill set you have makes you a whole lot different than most people out there in this world. Because you can actually create something from nothing at almost no cost. And there are plenty of tools out there to help you as well. You know, there are plenty of groups. Unity. You ever considered learning Unity?
Projecting a barrier.
You know,
Tactical visor activated.
get involved in that community. Get involved in those groups.
I've got you.
Will protect you.
Oh, that isn't good.
My servants never die.
That was a good wait. Gotta love Symmetra. The project.
Damn it.
The project in question is Unity.
Gross.
Oh, it is in Unity? I don't have a lie. then it's something you build on. Something you build on. And you take the time and you become an expert and become knowledgeable in Unity. I know it's difficult. It's a lot easier said than done. A lot easier said than done. But you know it's doable. You already have the foundation of what it actually takes to learn how to program. Or learn how to code. And that's honestly the most important thing.
Barrier is on its way.
That, if anything, is actually probably the most important thing.
Огонь по готовности. My servants never die.
Turret deployed. I will shield you. Perfection.
Or bastard. You know, it is actually another thing if you can, you know, like I said, it's always good to start small. You don't have to, like, take on the world or anything like that. And, you know, so look up certifications that exist, get involved in broader communities past that of gaming, and
Select your hero.
you know, deconstruct any projects you have and build yourself an infrastructure that promotes you as an individual. You know, promotes your brand, your company. That shows that you are actually, you know, that you can actually do something. Man, this group is very like these people are just enjoying arguing with each other. That's how you know when you're finally like entering the ranked, because everyone who's silent says nothing. Well, just say right now, just confirm to me that you've written down everything. Written down like a simple to-do list, at the very least. Yeah, that you've done it right now. Don't, you know, open up that notepad. You're on a computer right now in some way, shape, or form. I have no idea what I should be playing here. Let's play Anna.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
Commences in 30 seconds.
If everyone performs that...
Like, if anything, you should just be looking... Like I said, the important thing is don't try and make yourself do everything at once. Don't make yourself apply for a job 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day. You know, it's a lot easier to give yourself a quota instead, because sometimes it just won't be jobs for you to apply for. It's a very realistic thing.
I am moving the payload. Forward with you.
It won't matter how good you are when you're not defending your point.
Lights out. ده هيكون مؤلم. نتعلم من الألم. Never.
More Java. Just make sure there's at least a few out there, and then starting to piece something together via the website.
It'll take more
Do
than
both.
that.
Give yourself something to do, like every couple hours. Like, give yourself 2 hours to do something. Then take a break. Do something. Take a break for like an hour, or you know, however you work in terms of your time. That's the important thing.
Get healed. Go. I'll keep you healed.
Where do you think you're going?
Behind you.
I got headshot. That was a good hit. But yeah, that's, you know, it won't be easy, and it never is.
Restoring your
But
health.
if you can put in the time, you can make yourself the schedule and just make yourself do something, you know, do something once a night for at least a couple hours. It'll add up over time. Thank you. That was a good hook. That was a good hook.
My servants never die.
No idea. That
Ultimate is almost
Zenyatta's got my number. He is really good at aiming.
Graviton surge is ready.
Old soldiers are hard to kill.
Alright, I gotta wait for people to actually come back to life.
You're going to be okay. Get healed.
My ultimate is ready. Join me.
Diva online.
Lights out.
The payload is stopped. Let's get moving.
That is really good. I'm actually surprised she wasn't able to kill him.
Much better than a cabana on the beach. I will keep you healed.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Get the payload moving.
Name.
We can do this.
You're going to be okay.
Ready to go whole hog.
Get in there.
I shall seize the payload safely to its destination.
Of course, I'm the one who gets hit. Okay, the problem with this Diva player is she's trying to be too clever. She's really trying to be way too clever. You're a shotgun user. Use your shotgun. I need to change, actually. I need to change it to, like, Symmetra or something.
My servants never die.
All systems checked out.
That was a really good ult. That sucked. Oh, trading.
My team still needs me. I'm feeling young again.
I think it's possible. We can do this. There's time. It's time, but
Casting a healing spell.
people have got to not.
Walk it off.
I'm ready to
I will
initiate
keep
self-destruct
you
sequence.
healed.
Why is the payload stopped? Everyone, get on it!
You're going to be okay. This will help. Name.
Destruct sequence.
Hasn't been many.
Everyone's just using their ultimates like crazy.
Pass into the iris.
You're not getting rid of me that
Our duty is to move the payload. Get to it.
They've literally been standing there this entire time.
Behind you!
Give me a break, Diva. Come on.
No one else is gonna do it for us.
regret.
Attack!
This is gonna be one of those heartbreakers. I don't think we're gonna be able to pull it out because the McCree just keeps spawn killing. Me. He's got my number a little too well.
In your back. This is going to hurt. You're powered up. Get in there. You're covered. I'm on
Just fire.
On my way.
It doesn't matter anymore. There we go. We did it. Finally. About damn time. I think this is going through ranked is really quick. Amazingly efficient. I should go through. I think, did we do 5? Did we seriously do 5 in an hour? Yeah, I think we did 5 in an hour. That was really quick. That was absurd. But yeah, you know, it's really difficult though, having actually looking for, you know, employment, and especially in this day and age where you have to, everyone has to have a brand, everyone has to have their own way to prove that they can do what they say. And for people who are more soft-skilled oriented, it's very difficult to show that you can do something unless you have some sort of achievement or award given by some arbitrary organization. There are certification stuff, but you can't really... But there's only a limit on how many you can actually get for soft skills. Hard skills, though, you know, like computer programming, it's a little different. But the most important thing is, though, is proving to people that you can actually do something. Not simply just say you have the education or even have the certifications, but if you do something, you know, physical, you need to be able to show people, you know, I've created this, I've designed this, I was part of a team that created this. You know, you need your resume not to be, you know, not to simply say what your job duties were. They're going to ask that anyway, if you have to actually fill out an application. What your resume should be is what you've accomplished. What are your contributions towards that project? What were the results of the contribution towards that project? If you have a skill like computer programming, then you can, you know, you can actually show, you know, your work. Most importantly, though, of course, you know, if you're going for something, say, in the gaming industry, networking is always going to be the most important thing. You need to get out of your comfort zone and try and actually talk to people. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. There's almost no excuse now to, at the very least, try and contact a person. You know, if you thought, you know, I would honestly say, trying to actually contact a recruiter for a company when you're applying for a job is actually a lot more difficult than actually trying to contact someone, you know, an independent developer, or even actually, like, even a head developer of a company itself. That if anything is actually more difficult, trying to actually find, like, oh, what's this recruiter's email address? What's their work email address? How can I actually get in contact with them? How can I, you know, reach out to them and let them know I'm interested, or I'm interested in a position in their company. You know, if contacting those people is almost, you know, that's difficult. And let's just go with, actually no, let's go with Anna. Let us go with Anna. I like Anna. I don't care what people say about her getting nerfed all the way to heck and back. It's like, she's actually, I'm terrible at aiming. You know, at the same time, I have no problem aiming with Anna. To me, that's a paradox.
Hi there.
What is this? This is... I've never actually played Oasis. This is how long I've been away from Overwatch. I've never played Oasis. It's... okay, so it's a capture point. Okay. So it's a capture point, run towards 100%. At least I think it is. I think it is. There's no percentage, though. Control points unlock. So, what? We had to defend ours, or...?
Restoring your health.
Damn it. Damn it. That is a long screen. That is a very long screen. Oh, there's the percentage. I was wondering where the percent went.
Let's coordinate our efforts.
That's a little weird. I wonder why no one noticed that text, choice. How can I heal people?
I've seen worse. You're going to live.
Let's coordinate our efforts.
Healing enhanced. Watching your back.
I have no idea what we're fighting for, but apparently we've taken the objective. We are fighting for that okay, that piece of territory.
Restoring your health. Heal up.
Not just...
Get in there. I'll pick. That stuff.
There you go, Rice. You're my buddy. You're an...
I could use some healing.
It's just a scratch. He'll be fine.
How can I not hit him? He's so fat. The fattest monkey in the world.
Die healer.
No, wait, he's an 8. He doesn't have a tail. Get in there, buddy.
Get healed. This will help.
My ultimate is ready.
Damn it. That was a good rally. That was a really good rally. And Rusty McNasty did a great job. That Pharaoh did a great job. But wasn't it enough to take the point? It might... No. No, it didn't look like it was enough, unfortunately. That is tragic.
Our objective will soon.
No, wait, they got it. They got it. Never mind. They got it. What the hell actually got it?
I am taking the objective.
Die healer. Go to sleep. Taking the objective. Support
Oh, it
request.
doesn't matter. We got the ball. That's what mattered.
Watching your back.
Have a grenade. I'm kidding. Having a flying item
I've seen it.
is very distracting to the eyes. What the?
The pain.
Falter now, and we will succumb to defeat.
I'm a terrible shot. That was terrible. I should have won that easy. Nope,
Experience tranquility.
too eager on the trigger.
My team still needs me.
Can you do like a hail? No, you can't do a Hail Mary grenade. Oh, we got this point. I do have fun with this game from time to time. I'm glad I'm actually just getting the rank. I think I would be surprised if I didn't get Diamond. I would be surprised if I didn't get Diamond, because I was Diamond last season. I was Diamond pretty much every other season, and not out of the gate either. If anything, actually, probably the reason why I played Overwatch for so much for Season 1 was, and Season 2.
Stick to the plan. And if you get into
Was
trouble,
I actually
I'll
had
bail you
to
out.
climb my way up from Platinum to Diamond. And that was not an easy climb. That was not an easy climb at all. Especially since my best hero is Symmetra. Because I am terrible at aiming in first-person shooters. But I guess when it comes to actually shooting your allies in the back and how much forgiveness you can actually shoot them, that I guess it doesn't matter. Well, stay alive, McCree. Stay alive. What is this? That is a jump pad.
Restoring your health. This will only hurt for a bit.
Hold up now.
I could use some healing.
Locking down the objective.
Where were we?
Get over
Just
here.
a scratch. You'll be fine.
You see a healer, get your healer.
I'm claiming this objective.
I think I hit him.
Go. I'll keep you here.
And I get smacked in the face. I was not watching my own health. No, I was at full health. I just got wrecked.
My ultimate is charged.
That's a long distance to actually get to a location. Well, they're definitely doing the right thing and waiting for everyone. These are definitely diamond level players. They know how to put the teamwork together. No, don't do that. I should have used my sleep dart.
Need healing.
I I will
It's a
keep
little
you here.
hard.
Oh, walk it off. You're powered up. Get in there. Take your medicine.
Nah, man.
I've got you in my sights. Experience tranquility.
Who is shooting me? Damn it! Honey, stop that.
I'm on the objective. Rally to my position.
Nice, we got it. That's a good map to fight over. Although I think the distance to actually get to the location is very difficult. It's a little long in the tooth here.
I need healing.
Restoring your health.
I'm a coming.
Heal up.
Get behind.
Ah, that was just a bad idea. And I'm stuck reloading.
Step right.
ده هيكون مؤلم.
Earthshatter, ready. Need healing.
Go. I'll keep you here.
Experience tranquility.
Thank goodness for the... Thank God for the people who can actually aim in this game. Every player who's a good at McCree is a godsend to this game. At least to me. I, for one, just enjoy shooting my own teammates in the back. Because I'm that terrible of a person.
Get here.
What? Come on. Reload.
I've seen it. You're going to live.
That's not good. Not help.
I've got you in my sights.
Damn it! No!
My ultimate is ready.
Oh, damn it. That was not good. That was
Old
funny.
soldiers are hard to kill.
I need healing.
But yeah. You know, there's... It's very unfortunate when, like, you actually... When a person who's effectively using shock jock tactics and...
This will help.
Yeah, it would be nice if you just hold still for a second. Hold still.
Join me.
I thought he was on my team. Why am I not paying attention to that? I'm not paying attention to the one person who I should actually be looking out
Old
for.
soldiers are hard to kill.
I have the toolkit to take her down, and yet I'm such a terrible shot. Hey, Negative Pro. Can I take him out splashboard? No.
Take your medicine. ده هيكون مؤلم. You're powered up. Get in there.
Feeling ready for transcendence.
That Farah has... He's just really good.
Old soldiers are hard to kill.
Oh, I was honestly expecting people to spam that. Will you take us to Mount
My ultimate's
Splashmore?
ready. Let's do this.
I wanna go to Mount Splashmore. Take me, take me, take me, take me now.
You're going to be okay.
No, 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 no.
I've got you in my sights. Experience tranquility.
ده هيفيدك.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
So what's okay? So this is our. This is the last ranked match. No, placement match. This is the last placement match. We have 1 draw, 1 loss, 7 wins. So we're doing pretty solid. We're doing pretty solid. Although we lost this one. The run for this objective is way too long, in my opinion. Like, it feels way too long. Because once you actually get to a point... Once you actually get to the point, it can be very easy just to die. And that's a long run back again. And, you know, like any good MOBA player knows that the most important thing is to... You need to know when to fall back and heal, and you also need to know that, like, run times are your enemy. Like, if anything, most people lose a MOBA match not because... Not because they actually... It doesn't matter how actually well they do, you know, it's one of those situations where it gets to a point where you don't win by skill, but you lose by respawn time. And for objective points, I guess for a first-person shooter like this, it kind of gets to that point where you feel like, oh, I've spent so much time running that I'm not actually... Oh, I'm dead. Alright, we are running away. We're not shooting anyone, apparently, because we're dumb. To save him. How did I not? You're currently 3-3 in your placements, and Here's the Storm. That's another one I like Here's the Storm. I don't know if I have it in me to keep playing the game. Like, I like it. It's a good game. That is going to be very annoying.
I need healing.
Restoring your health.
I don't even know what the meta is for this game right now. Is it meant to be a tanky meta, or...
You're powered up. Get in there.
Go kill someone.
This will help.
Nice, that's good to hear. You're 3-3, though. Very difficult. Where are you? Alright. There's no healing her.
I need healing.
I have you covered.
Thank you.
Yep. All you have to do is that's honestly like your... Oh no. 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 Damn it, splash damage.
Objective is under attack. Get on it.
I've come back from worse.
How's is Probius out? The Protoss probe? I love the video for him. Like
I need healing.
It's really great actually knowing that something like that actually exists.
Need healing.
Healing in hand.
Alright.
I've seen worse. You're going to live.
Not gonna finish tomorrow because I'm streaming them. Yeah, that's actually... I'm taking a break from beating games right now, my backlog. Simply because good use of ult. That is a good use of ult. That's also one of the most important things. Do anything you can to stay alive. Damn it.
Let's drop the beat.
Take cover.
Okay. Alright. That Pharah has my number. Damn it! I was hoping she'd actually peek a little bit further out.
I've got you. Everyone on the objective.
You're not getting rid of that.
Good news, Probius about win rate is worse than Medivh's. Yeah, I don't know. The one bad thing about MOBA is if you make a miss.
Watching your back.
If you make a bad hero, a bad hero, it's gonna be a bad hero for life.
Get in there.
Oh, that sucks.
That will only hurt for a minute.
Yeah. Well, if they gave him a good attack, because I can see the reason why Probius would fail. Obviously, oh, someone plays Probius. Oh, pick hammer, you're done. Doesn't matter how good of a Probius player you are, he's done. You know, when you externalize your power onto other objects like a pylon and stuff, it's very easy to just simply take it out. I mean, for God's sakes, how many years have people actually got used to playing, playing StarCraft? There's a lot of people who are playing this game.
Mission.
They know how to deal with the strategy of people spamming turrets and pylons and such. Medivh's problem is that although he's really good at making people invulnerable, Really? Well, there's the sound barrier. Well, that was interesting. It's gonna take a while for you to actually learn, like, what heroes... Because that's what it feels like with Heroes of the Storm, because it's by hero abilities. It's gonna be determined on who, like, what hero abilities counter what other hero abilities.
This will only hurt for a minute.
I am stuck on something. That's funny.
You're covered. Healed up.
I cannot kill anything.
Take your medicine. The pain is coming.
Drop the beat.
Locking down the objective.
Good use of an ult. That Pharah is kicking my butt so much. And I should be I honestly should be focusing on her. All his level 16 talents only improve his W. Oh, it's one of those problems where he's he's too focused on relying on one ability. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore in a lot of those games. Oh, please stay alive.
Oh, you look tired.
Just run away.
Ready.
Tactical visor activated.
Oh, let's break it.
Get in there.
Try and make a difference.
Justice reigns from above.
I love how I get hooked and it's still the Pharah that kills me. This is gonna be a good match though.
I wasn't cut out for retirement.
I probably should have swapped to a different hero. I don't know what hero would be a better solution. Say if anything, we didn't need a Tracer. Although I didn't hear many ults actually get used that round. That was actually a little weird. There weren't many ults being used in succession or at all. Like, even I didn't get my ult up that quickly. I wish I got some of the lunar skins. But how have you guys been doing tonight? Imagine Mo, but he doesn't get a board with a nail in it. Yeah, it sounds like people are just too used to handling a probe. I mean, for God's sake, there used to be games where you did not where it was probe defense or a tower defense. Come on. Nice.
Restoring your health.
Aww. Good man, knows to keep that speed boost up.
Let's coordinate our efforts.
Alright, where the hell are you? Okay, you're dead.
Online.
I am missing a lot in this match. I am playing terribly in this right now.
Thank you. Enemy contact.
You know, if you said need healing, I would literally drop everything.
I need healing.
This will help. You're going to be okay.
Where are you? For God's...
Walk it off.
Yeah. No one gets to complain. No one gets to complain that I'm not healing. Oh shoot, there.
Get in there.
I'm on the objective. Rally to my position.
Get here.
Justice reigns up.
Get your head down. Tactical visor.
That's unfortunate. How did... Alright, whatever. Oh, that was a bloodbath. That was a good bloodbath.
My
You're
ultimate
not
is
getting rid
charging.
of me that.
Need healing.
I enjoy that sometimes you not have to worry about fulfilling a lot of objectives and stuff.
You're
It's
going
just
to live.
you and your and your basic reflexes. Yeah, probably need to try and actually help the...
Go. I'll keep you healed.
This objective has my...
Nope, can't save her. I tried. And she did the right thing by trying to kill herself.
Bad guys.
Watching your back.
That's a waste of time. Now we can't. Is that ours or theirs?
You're covered. This will help.
I've got you in my sights.
Get in there.
I don't know why I did that. That was actually really dumb. That was really good of the soldier.
Justice reigns from above.
Damn, I am okay with losing this match just simply because of what
I've come back from
this
work.
rasty person has done. He better get play of the game. Oh well. 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 wins. I am okay with that. I'll take it. Yeah, that's all that. That should have happened. It was only double. What? Is there a triple? No, just assists. Okay. Alright, that's fine. I honestly thought Rasty would have gotten it. Really? Platinum? I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked I actually got Platinum. That is unfortunate. Oh, well. Well, at least we have something to strive for here. At least it's close to Diamond. Oh, there you go. Apparently we got Platinum. That's actually a little shocking, honestly, because in Season 2 and Season 3, I did a lot. I performed terribly. Like, we're talking 4 wins, 6 losses. And I actually ended up with Diamond both times. That's actually surprising. That I get 7 wins. And I was around Diamond, and because Blizzard's system is if you don't play, we will downrank you to 3,000, which is fine. You know, if anything, actually, like, that, the way the system is set up, it gives me less of incentive to play. And I know they're trying to create, you know, and obviously, you know, what I actually want goes against their entire, Blizzard's entire vision, because they want to create, you know, a global, you know, global esports, you know, regional esports, where it's like, oh, the best players in, you know, California, you know, both northern and southern, they'll have their own district where people can run an esports team and compete. You hate it. Trust me, if there was rank decay in any MOBA. Actually, there is rank decay in League of Legends, and trust me, that kills people's ability to actually try. It really does. If anything, it like having systems with rank decay, especially for something like as complicated in terms of design as League of Legends, like their ranking system's absurd. You know, Heroes of Storms adopted that, which honestly to me sucks. I much preferred not having to do promotional matches. It's like, no, I am performing well enough, but then having your entire ability to progress a rank being completely arbitrarily determined on a single match is if anything counterintuitive to design. You know, it's rewarding the one moment where you're good instead of a cumulative effect. A person who's actually good at, you know, at Heroes or any MOBA should be, you know, rewarded for being better in the long term, not the short term. And having promotional matches, being that arbitrary gateway really sucks. It really hurts. Because, like, great, oh, we have this person who DC'd. Oh, there goes my promotional match. And same thing with the demotional match as well. Nope. Not dealing with that.
Clearing the area.
Have a bubble. Have a bubble. I need to actually set up the next base.
From light into being.
Something tells me these people are not.
Defenses in place. My sentry was teleported online. We move quickly.
Nope. No one's gonna get there in time. People didn't take the teleporter, people just ran, and that's really unfortunate. Oh, Rasty McNasty. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this sim is for real because you just died. You tried to defend the top when you shouldn't have.
Creating a barrier.
That's not good. I'm actually impressed by that.
Projecting barrier. From light into being.
They are super aggressive, and they have our death staggered.
Heroes never die. Instancing photon barrier. My defenses are weakened. Aligning defense system.
Fuck. Yep, I'm dead. I was a dead man there. Yeah, no, that Zenyatta's gonna kill him.
There is still much to be done.
Justice.
I'm actually surprised I went to this instead of playing For Honor. I just realized that.
Sentry deployed.
Nope, that's not gonna work. Get out. Ah, that McCree's on point. The worst part is I already went up against this Rasty McNasty player, and I don't like him at all. That person is too good with Farrah for her own good. Yeah, that is the perfect synergy.
Defenses in place. I will shield you.
Oh no.
My sentry is destroyed. Shield matrix established.
Oh, let's break it! Damn!
Invalid. Turret in place. Shield generator is under attack.
Of
My
course.
shield generator has been destroyed.
Oh, hey!
No way of stopping him. No, nobody can kill that. Nobody can shoot the Rusty McNasty. That is... Like, that's why you actually need heroes that can actually always have full damage. Because if you can't hit a target, then you're going to suffer incredibly.
Select your hero.
Mercy certainly got a lot of buffs. I was gonna pick Anna, but that got picked at the last second. And the only reason I went teleporter is because I saw 3 people die. I thought I could actually put my teleporter down, because I was gonna put shield down, but people died. And what good is a shield if people are already dead?
It is time to act.
What is my emote for her? Oh yeah, this one.
What are you going to do when the fighting is over, John?
I'm a soldier, Anna. Retirement doesn't suit me.
Retirement doesn't suit many police officers either.
I'm an army of one.
Attack commences
Damage
in 30
increase.
seconds.
I was wondering if you'd sign something for me. It's...
Oh, after this match is over. Right now, it's time to get serious.
What time is it right now? It is... Wow, it hasn't even been 2 hours yet.
Maintaining connection.
This will probably be the last game, though, of the night. I'm still surprised I ended up with Platinum. That kinda sucks. But, oh well. It actually might give me a reason to play this game. This game needs a ping system. It really does.
You needed a doctor?
I was hearing the jets. I'm surprised nobody else did.
Let me get you patched
I can't heal you if no one is actually going to be shooting the actual threats.
Not good.
Someone get that payload moving. Clearing the area.
Ah,
Healing enough.
you jerk. We have people who basically can't actually, who are playing the DPS role and can't actually hit
I must go where I'm needed.
Widowmaker.
anything. The people, you know, I know I'm not a crack shot, which is honestly the reason why I've actually stopped playing this game. Because aiming, it gets to a point where this game where everyone's twitch reflexes and aimings will, and your ability to aim will matter more than anything else. Oh, I thought
Let's get you back out there. Let me get you patched up.
Is that an Easter egg if we count her, like, animation to reload as, like, Halo Master Chief's issue with, like, whenever he has to actually, the plasma pistol all of a sudden overheats?
Protect the payload. Damn.
Yeah, everyone died so far away, there's only one person I can
Support
res.
has arrived. You needed a doctor?
Now, move the payload.
But yeah, the way I view a lot of rank systems in games, like rank decay is not healthy. Like a certain level of rank decay I can understand. Like, okay, you know, if a person wants to get to the, you know, Master League and stuff, okay, fine, makes sense, great.
The dragon consume you.
Why do we have a Hanzo on offense that can not... I just can't get anything.
Modern medicine. You should be at
No
peak
one can
performance
hide
levels.
from my sight.
Sucks. They wasted just for me. That's the worst part. Like, these players are just not aggressive enough. These people are playing the heroes they want to play, but are not playing the heroes they should be playing.
Out of time! Attack!
Ich kümmere mich dich.
Like, that if anything is the major problem. I can't heal any of you people if you're all disorganized. Playing, like, you really shouldn't play. Half of these people are not playing the right hero right now. They really are. They really aren't. Like, the Widowmaker was a smart pick, but now we have a Widowmaker and a Hanzo. Hanzo is too unreliable to actually be played in this game. His accuracy is terrible, and very few players... It's like, okay, Hanzo is basically a 99-1%. Only 1% of players, and that's like at the pro level, can actually play Hanzo well. Everyone else can't. Like, people should not be playing Hanzo overall in this game because of just how inconsistent he actually is. That's unfortunate. What is our rank anyway? That's not the way you check your rank. That's the way you check your rank. So I lost about 40 points. No, I lost 60 points. I lost 60 points. So I'm still in a point where there'll be a lot of variance, though. But let's actually take a look here. Let's see what we actually get here from these standard loot boxes. And we got nothing of actual value. A spray.
Play nice, play Farah.
No, I don't want to play Farah. I'm terrible with Farah. At least I get skin. Alright, but that's gonna do it for me tonight here. Oh my goodness, there are 5 people streaming right now. What the heck is going on right now? Well, let's take a look here. Okay, well, we got Rin the Yordle. She's actually streaming Guild Wars 2 right now. She's a very good artist. She, actually, speaking of League of Legends, actually, she, her work is used quite a bit, with League of Legends, and she's expanded out from, League of Legends, actually, and she does a lot of artwork, for Guild Wars 2, Overwatch, you know, we're talking like actual products that you can actually buy, and she sells her art. Villain is playing Splatoon. I don't need to explain what Splatoon is. Villain is very much a casual streamer. Flack Blag, of course, he streams pretty much every night. He always starts things off with the Binding of Isaac. Afterbirth, he always does the daily. And then he branches out doing some multiplayer games like H1Z1, King of the Kill, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed as of this moment, but I'd say, if anything, the core multiplayer game he actually plays is Rainbow Six Siege. And of course, Tom Fox is still going. He is still streaming Breath of the Wild. That's going to be a very long game for any streamer. And then Exposure is actually streaming tonight as well. He's actually streaming Ocarina of Time. Looks like he has a bit of nostalgia here for a bit of Zelda, and I don't blame him. Though I'd be hard pressed to actually say what my favorite Zelda game is, or what game I would love to just sit down and play over and over and over again. But I've always enjoyed the Zelda games. They've always been nice. But that is going to do it for me tonight. There are plenty of good streamers who are always positive. They're very constructive and enjoyable to watch. Very chill. The faint thing I would actually say is very chill. With the exception of Tom. Tom is always full of energy. But until then, though, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably think of a game, actually, I want to sit down and actually go through again. So if anything, probably go back to Beat the Backlog. This was nice for a weekend. But I don't have too much of an urge to like push for a master or anything like that because of rank decay. There's no reason. Like, if you're not going to go for master, you're not going to go for grandmaster. There's no reason, out of enjoying the game, out of enjoying ranked, to play the game. At least from my point of view, I'm not a person who enjoys playing like the arcade mode or the casual mode and such. I enjoy playing games competitively, and right now I'm not in a competitive. I'm not, oddly enough, I'm not in my competitive mood because I've been enjoying going through my backlog more than anything else. But until then, though, thank you much for watching, and take care.